Good morning, everybody. I'm Bart Winkler. The Bart Winkler Show got some reaction to Packers versus Seahawks, the game that happened on Saturday, the 26th. Packers getting the preseason victory in this one, a game that took a while to really get moving, but then some excitement towards the end. Packers win 19-15 thanks to a last-minute interception by the squad. So good moment there on the defense for stepping up and showing. It was Benny Sapp, the third, who had that pick. I think the defense has impressed a little bit this season. I did see a tweet saying if they knew that like Engelberry and some of these other guys, Brenton Cox has looked really good. Keyshawn Banks has looked really good. There's some of these guys, Carl Brooks, rather, has looked really good too. There's some of these guys that have really looked good on defense. And if they knew that that would be the case, would they have drafted Lucas Van Ness? And I think these are the kind of things that happen in the preseason where it's like, just wait. Let's just like wait. So those are good players. We're excited about them. But we know what Van Ness is. It's the same thing as like a Rashawn Gary, a guy that they want to develop just because. And this is the whole thing with college. It's like, do you draft a guy based on what he did in college, or do you draft a guy based on his potential? Are you looking to draft a guy that, like, what does it matter if he started 40 games at Iowa or he didn't start? Then none of that matters. What matters is what he's going to do for you. So I know people are excited about the young guys, but let's cool it on like how we're criticizing Lucas Van Ness or whatever, or being worried. I think we just got to wait on all of that kind of stuff. So defense, though, I think a lot of people are wondering if they're the real deal. People are getting excited by some of the things they're seeing in this 2-1 preseason. Could have been 3-0. The game was called early, rightfully so. First time Matt LaFleur's ever had a winning preseason. We'll see if that translates any at all. It won't. But I thought that what is important about the preseason statistically is Jordan Love. 21 of 33 for 193 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Not a ton of yards based on the amount of throws, but I think if you do that, like if you do that in week 1 against the Bears, 21 of 33 for 193 and 3 scores, there's going to be a lot of people thinking, oh my God, we were wrong about Jordan Love, or we now need to consider what Jordan Love might be. Jordan Love, I think, has shown you that he is a good quarterback. Is he going to be a star in this league? I don't know. Is he going to absolutely suck and get out there and look like he's lost? That I think we know won't happen. And for some reason, that was like the bar that a lot of people had said is he's going to just be this terrible quarterback that's going to absolutely suck. He's not going to know how to play. He's going to be like that guy from New Mexico State with his helmet backwards. Like that's how he's going to play. Like, no, he's going to be a fine quarterback minimum. Will he be good? Will he be great? Will he be a third Hall of Famer in a row? All that stuff, I guess, remains to be seen. But I do feel good going into week 1 with Jordan Love. We will also look back fondly at this preseason as the preseason that 3 people thought that Sean Clifford should be the starting quarterback, and then that had a storm that never should have happened. So I think that was pretty stupid. Good touchdown from Jordan Love, the back shoulder to the fade to Christian Watson. I say that because on Saturday night, Aaron Rodgers threw a back shoulder to Garrett Wilson. I watched Aaron Rodgers. I couldn't not do it. I thought that he looked bad. I thought that the Jets looked bad with him. He overthrew some guys. Like if Jordan Love would have had that game that Rodgers did, he'd be criticized more. And the same thing where if CJ Stroud or Bryce Young or Richardson would have these games, even if Justin Fields would have had one game like Jordan Love had in the preseason, we would like be crowning these guys. And I think there's going to be like a keep everything in check with Jordan Love for some reason. Anyway, Rodgers, the touchdown was impeccable. One of the few throws that he can make. But I think the problem was last season, there were a few throws that he could make only, but you had to like cut through a lot of the thick to get there. There was a touchdown to Watson last year. I remember I was like, okay, that's only Rodgers can do that. But how much other like I think it's going to be a grind for them. I think it's going to be a grind. And, if you're a Jets fan, though, you got your touchdown. You got to see Rodgers in the preseason for the first time in 5 years. you're going to feel optimistic about that. So if you're a Jets fan, how did you find me? If you're a Rodgers fan, Horvat, hello. If you're a Packer fan, I'm rooting against them. The 65% thing, that's cute. Maybe you make a jersey. I really don't care. I just want the Jets to be bad. More than anything, I want the Jets to be bad. And I want more than anything, I want the Packers to be good. But I also want the Jets to be bad. I do. Packers, I think, will be good. SI predicted them to go 10-7. They did win-loss. They did take them to lose to the Bears, which would blow. But we'll see what happens there. More thoughts on the game. I went to the game with my son. He had a good time. We'll talk about that in a minute. HappyPlaceHemp.com. Promo code is BART. HappyPlaceHemp.com. 25% off each and every order with whatever gummy you choose, which whatever balm you choose, which whatever tincture you choose, whatever you choose, you'll get 25% off when you use the promo code BART. Now, join me here for the live show we'll do after Brewers Cubs night 1. There is going to be a new special promotion that will go into effect on Tuesday. In the meantime, it's still 25%, always 25% minimum, free shipping, discreet packaging. So do check them out, happyplacehemp.com. In Muskego, you can check them out too, Chris and Rob. Say hi to the guys, happyplacehemp.com. So I went to the game with my kid, and he's 4, and I think he had a good time. We went, I think, a little too early. We got in there about 11 because I wanted to see flyover. I wanted to see players come out. And so I wanted to have them look around. So I wanted to be in there really by game start at noon on a Saturday. I wanted to be in there by 11:40. We ended up getting in there with food in hand and everything by 11:10. So he was there a while, but 50 minutes of that was him just being like, there's nothing going on. What am I doing here? Plus, then it was raining somehow. So that maybe we could have got there a little later. But the introductions were cool. He got into the plays. You're trying to teach him about touchdowns and first downs. And, I'm just kind of, he doesn't need to like sports. He doesn't. If he doesn't like sports, it's fine. But I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down with the fight. I'm going to do everything I can to indoctrinate him if I can. And I think that he had a good time. First quarter, the touchdown happened on the other side. I wish it would have happened closer to us. The Packers were driving a little bit. We saw a field goal, which I think he thought was cool. But we saw a touchdown, and we stayed for about a quarter and a half, went to the pro shop. I know that it worked because he got a cheesehead and a Packer squishy. So, hey, I'll spend $30 on a cheesehead all day if it means my son is going to wear it the rest of the weekend. Now, what it ended up being was a holder for his toys. He just held his toys in there, but it's a cheesehead, so that's great. So he had a good time, and that was very exciting. I think that, and then we went to the park and everything, but this will go a ways, and I think that that's cool. There were people that I saw were overly critical of the Packers crowd. It was a preseason game, noon on a Saturday. Okay. I got my tickets under face value. I probably should have waited longer. Guy behind me said, I have season tickets. I have 2 season tickets. And I bought these for $20 each. He had 4 of them. Great way to take the whole family. He's like, this is great. And I wanted to take my kid to a preseason game, 1, because I knew we'd leave early. 2, it didn't matter to him. I'm not going to try to teach him what a first down is in a bitter rivalry. We need to win this game. And I'm seeing Jordan Love for the first time. I'm like, yeah, on Twitter. I'm not going to do that. Speaking on Twitter, if anybody, this you can see on the Dan Schani YouTube stream, Dan Schani Insurance. I'm showing a picture. If you can see, it looks quite a bit like me. It's actually not me. I tweeted it out. He's wearing a beanie. I have a variant. There's a lot of people that, because I have a red beard and I'm a little chunk and my hair is receding, there's a lot of people that think they see a clone of me, but I think I've actually found the closest thing to a variant of me that exists. And I would love to know who this man is. So I know it's kind of hard to see on the YouTube stream, but I would love to know who that man is. But there were a lot of people making fun of the crowd on a preseason game, and the PA announcers are like, put the wave in your back pocket, and Packers are really trying to get you pumped on this third down thing. Like, let things happen organically. That's why a lot of people hated G-Force, because it was in your face. If the Packers were like, all right, everybody, on fourth downs, we want you to cheer, go, Pack, go. Just like this. Go, Pack, go. Just like that. Now, go, Pack, go. No one would do it. But go, Pack, go, wherever it started organically, and that's why we do it. So at stadiums, you got to let things happen organically. As a PA announcer myself, please believe me when I say this. I know LaFleur commented about the wave, maybe joking, maybe not. And there's a lot of this that's right, because Wisconsin fans, we are reactionary. We could be better as fans. The home crowd, we're like always nervous, or we're always sitting on our hands, or we're never like, we don't will the team. We do need work. We do need to be better. But to use a preseason game to judge that, when there's a lot of people like me, I mean, I'm trying to teach my kid what a first down is. Now wasn't the time to be like, and here's why you don't do the wave, especially on when the Packers are on offense. I just say, like, I don't think that's the time to do it. So I understand. I get it. Everybody's all blah, 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 but it was a preseason game at noon on a Saturday. One of two people went there. People that are like, oh my God, I can get fucked up at the bars on a Saturday morning, go to a game, and just go to Kroll's West and get hammered all day, be in bed by 6. Or people that want to be like, my son better like the Packers, and I'm going to drive up to Green Bay and make a weekend out of it to go to the game. So I think there's like, that's who was there. There was nobody there like practicing what it was like to be a fan. Like, all right, okay, it's a Packers on defense, I'm going to get loud. Like, those people just weren't there. All right. So I thought it was very odd that we tried to pretend like they were. So leave the preseason crowd alone. Really dumb. Also, had a good time. Kid went home with some Packers stuff. At night, I was putting in the bed. He was saying Green Bay Packers, and that like means the world to me as a dad. I keep showing him the videos. Here's what you did. He's like, Dad, I know. I like look at him and cry. So I enjoyed the game. So reflections on the preseason. We're in a good spot, mostly healthy. Tyler Davis injury. Could Jay Sternberger become a Packer? He got released by the Bills. A lot of us, long for him again. There's going to be some trades possibly. Goody makes a lot of trades this time of the year. Cut down is going to be on Tuesday rather. We'll go live then. And so there's a lot to happen in the next couple of days. And we'll, of course, talk about it as much as we can. So healthy for the most part. Jordan Love, good. Anders Carlson, better. Kicking, still a question mark, but a good day for him. Defense, nice. Jordan Love caught a pass, funny. Malik Heath, maybe he makes the team. Running backs, what's going to happen with Emmanuel Wilson? Or are they going to go with that third back if they keep the third back? So a lot of questions to be answered, but I think for a preseason, you got out of it and you feel good about Jordan Love. And that ultimately is what we were looking for in this preseason, and that is what we got. Now, one other thing I want to mention, I almost forgot to mention it. The Niners trading Trey Lance, they need to be contracted for that. Had the Packers drafted Jordan Love a few years ago and then traded him for a 4th-round pick, all they gave up was the 4th. They moved up a little bit, but then they took a guy away maybe that they could have drafted for Rodgers. I mean, the Gutekunst would have been run out of town, not just by Packer fans, but by everybody. And I feel like there's a lot of people being like, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch not getting that much criticism, and they're really not. Where is it? Where's all this criticism? John Lynch is a terrible GM. John Lynch never should have been in the Hall of Fame, but he's like on Fox, and he's like, hey, I'm John Lynch. Everybody likes me. They're like, we do like you. And he goes, can I be in the Hall of Fame? We're like, maybe. And then we're like, actually, you know what? Yes. And you can be ahead of all these other safeties that are good. He's like, cool. Can I be a GM? Why not? Can I make a bad trade? Yeah. Are you going to criticize me for it? No. In fact, we're going to credit you for saving cap room. Okay. So bad trade there. He goes to the Cowboys. Niners. So it's Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold. And a lot of people are beelining the Niners into the NFC Championship, and I'm very hesitant to do that. So, good game. Niners are dumb. Packers are great. Exciting finish. We did leave early, so we did get to where we were staying by the end of the game and watch the end on TV. And then my boy's like, "That's where we were. The good guys are winning." I mean, I can't tell you how much. You can see it in my eyes how much it meant to me. It was great.